recording right now?
Oh my god.
Not a picture, this is a video.
Ursinus College.
I will be attending
Montco.
Probably going to Montco.
Temple University.
I'm going to Tyler School of the Art, part of Temple.
The communication school at Temple University.
Most likely Temple.
The Boyer College of Music at Temple University.
Temple University.
Messiah College.
Messiah College.
Big Cabrini.
I have my heart set on Marymount Manhattan College.
Hopefully St. John's.
I don't know yet, but maybe University of Pittsburgh.
Drexel University.
Kutztown University. University of Pennsylvania.
I'm waiting on my acceptance from Harvard. If I don't get in there, I'm not going anywhere. I only applied to Harvard, actually.
Waynesburg University.
Is Washington College.
The United States Coast Guard Academy.
Alma College.
I'm going to Geneva this fall.
My dad.
My mom.
Probably my dad.
My mom.
He's just so much more knowledgeable than me in so many things. He's always there to guide me.
I guess my biggest role model would be my Maya and Andrea.
I'd probably say my brother.
Emma Shope.
You gotta go with Justin Anthony.
My dad.
Definitely my older brother, Godfrey Thomas.
My dad.
I would say a role model in my life has definitely been my mother.
Probably my dad.
My dad.
Definitely Pastor Huber.
Probably my parents, you know, keeping up with me, even though I might be annoying sometimes. It's just their will to keep pushing on just inspires me.
Definitely my grandpa.
I definitely would say my mom, because she does so much. My dad.
Probably my parents. Yeah, because they set a really good example.
Specific name that comes to mind would actually be Carly Johnson.
Isaac. Isaac's a good guy. He really encourages me to, you know, be myself. I don't know where I'd be without him.
My mom.
My dad.
Everybody around me.
Mr. Bierma.
Mrs. Kirpata.
Mr. Stemler and Mr. Beebe.
Mr. Eimer, Mr. Sorkness, and Mrs. Percola.
Mr. Stemler.
Mrs. Scudder would be the teacher that impacted me the most.
Mr. Kunkel has really pushed my faith.
For me, it was Mr. Sorkness because he really blossomed my interest in history.
Definitely Mr. Eimer. Made my middle school experience very easy here.
This year, senior year, Mr. Legal has been a great impact on me.
I'd have to say Mr. Conkle.
I think Mrs. Paradise.
Like all of them. I'd definitely say Mr. Kunkel. His Bible classes definitely, you know, give me a lot of guidance.
Mr. Chapman and Mr. Beebe.
Definitely have to say Mr. Bacon, because it seems like he really enjoys his job.
Mr. Legal.
I would say Mr. Sorkness because he's hilarious.
I had a lot. Mr. Kunkel's great.
Well, they all did, but Mr. Kunkel and Mr. Bierma especially.
Mrs. Carpata. Mr. Bielma.
Mrs. V and Mrs. Scudder.
Well, I actually have two. One, first off, would be Mr. Legal.
A lot of teachers, definitely. Mr. Legal. Every time I think my life is busy, I take a look at his life and realize that my life is not busy.
But also Mrs. Grapata, even though she's never been my teacher.
I would have to say Mr. McQueen. He was amazing as a teacher.
Mr. Legal.
Probably Mr. Sorkness. I don't know why I feel strangely related in some kind of abstract way.
The teacher who gave me the highest grade,
And Mr. Stemler.
which is Mr. Bacon.
Well, tons of teachers impacted my time at Phil-Mont, but the one that did the most would probably be Mr. Struck.
Mr. Sorkness.
Definitely Mr. Struck.
I think every teacher has impacted my life at Phil-Mont.
The list is endless.
A guy at my church played guitar, and it made me want to learn guitar.
My mom had gotten a brand new, not a brand new, but like a 30-year-old baby grand piano, and just one day I came down and I started playing on it, and that's how it began.
In elementary school, I played the violin, but I moved to another school and they didn't have a violin, so I picked the flute, and that's how I started to play the flute.
I don't play any instruments.
When I was 3, I was playing at a concert, and I was playing at a talent show.
I started with the trumpet in 4th grade, you know? I was pretty good.
Well, I actually didn't want to play flute. I wanted to play clarinet, but we didn't have a clarinet, so my mom was like, hey, we have a flute, you can play the flute.
It's just a beautiful instrument. It's really attractive. His guitar was particularly attractive.
It probably looked cooler than all the other instruments.
I think like the sound, like it sounded very nice, so that's what took me into playing it.
Practice is pretty important.
I guess practice.
Practice my face off.
I listen to music constantly. I practice constantly.
It's really hard. I've quit 5, I would know.
I think it depends on like how much you dedicate to it.
I think that the younger you start, it's easier for you to pick up.
It is not hard. It depends on if you enjoy music and you have a passion for it.
It depends on whether you like the instrument or not.
Well, she really pushes me to try like everything.
Well, I'm really good at faking like I know how to play music, and Mrs. Carpata won't let me fake music.
The biggest way he stretched me was giving me Marilla.
Mr. Legal is always pushing us to go to new levels that we never imagined we could do.
I used to think it was kind of stupid up until 8th grade.
Yeah, I've been, I did my first dance recital when I was 5, and I did my first play when I was 11. As soon as I get the first step, my stomach starts to hurt and I feel like I have to pee.
I'm very nervous, but I'm extremely excited.
Kind of nerves, just because right before a show I never remember my lines.
I'm typically really nervous, and like 1,000 things are running through my head.
And it's horrible.
But when I get out there, it's fine.
Because you see it everywhere.
I just print something is in my life, something I saw and something I thought.
I think it gives you a chance to actually be yourself.
Something beautiful stuff.
I've had a really busy schedule this year, and it's really nice to be able to go to a period where you can relax, have fun with your friends, but also you can get work done in a different capacity than you would normally have with the other academic subjects I've been taking.
Very unprepared.
That is the hottest room ever.
Well, I'm horrible at art, so I really just enjoyed the atmosphere and the fellowship of Mr. Stemmler's room.
Art feelings near.
I stapled my finger once.
We making some wood space stuff in the class.
He encouraged me to step out of my box and try new techniques.
He never makes you feel like you're doing something wrong, and he's always helpful in some way, and he always finds a way to fix a piece, even if you feel like it's kind of crappy.
I feel like Mr. Stemmler has really helped me grow as an artist.
Definitely my dad, because I had no choice, honestly. As soon as I was born, playing sports.
My dad.
I would say Allen Iverson inspired me to become an athlete.
Probably Chase Utley from the Phillies, actually.
I would probably say Allison Felix.
Definitely my dad.
Mr. Glenn Dalton.
My parents.
Varsity level is something that you embody. Like either you have it or you don't.
3 R's: respect, responsibility, and reward.
Just a lot of hard work and consistency.
To be varsity level, you have to be willing to practice when everybody else isn't practicing.
For me, it was having coaches push me a lot, and I feel like you need to just keep working even if you're sitting the bench. Watch the people who are on the field and see what they're doing that you want, so you can continue to improve.
Definitely hard work and teachability.
Hard work and dedication.
You gotta be able to recover from any injuries or setbacks that you have.
I think it takes a high level of dedication.
I think it takes determination and just complete and utter focus.
Some advice I would give to someone coming into new sport is
give it your best, even if you hate it. Keep going with it.
Don't take your losses too hard. If you do bad, just know that you can improve.
You gotta look good, feel good, play good.
You'll probably wind up sitting the bench the first season, and that's okay, because it's the best time to learn from the older and more experienced players.
I would say be optimistic, be open to new things, try your hardest, and just have fun.
If you're in a team with a lot of good guys, they're going to push you and you know, they're going to kick your butt, but it'll definitely be good for you.
I'd say even if you're not necessarily a sports player or an athlete, get involved anyway and try your best and make new friends, and you never know what could happen.
It's gonna be hard, and you're probably gonna hate it for a while.
My advice to someone coming into a new sport is to not be afraid of anything.
Well, I would say that if your sport happens to be canceled, like softball perhaps, then you should try coaching a middle school team or trying track in your senior year.
I think the coaches just pushing me, you know, just to become a better player, more focused and just versatile. I like that.
My father, I don't know if you knew this, he's the basketball coach, and he has definitely taught me a lot about how to be a good teammate and how to be a good leader.
By pushing me to my fullest ability and encouraging me throughout the way.
I would think yelling at me.
I think they push me not only physically but spiritually, especially Mr. Glenn Dalton and Sabriwa.
It's wanting me to be a better player and like looking at my flaws and helping me to fix them.
Definitely soccer season. I was a first-year player as a senior, and it was just really great to spend every day with some of my best friends after school.
I think basketball, getting to states.
The most exciting time was probably when our team beat New Hope Strawberry.
Put us through some crazy stuff, and I remember one of the times we were running this drill, and you know, we'd been running for hours and hours, and I remember thinking, like, I just can't go on anymore, and my feet just stopped moving. The rest of me kept moving. I just bam, right on my face, and I was just lying there, and the rest of my team was around me, behind me, and a senior then, Ryan Roberts, I remember he grabbed me by the arms and, you know, pulled me to my feet and shoved me ahead of him, and you know, just kind of like yelled at me, and I couldn't even hear the words, but you know, he was just yelling at me, and it was like, it was that feeling of like camaraderie, and yeah, it was a good moment.
2 years ago, I think our 4x4 team won first place at Maxa.
I think Evan Cantor scoring his first Phil-Mont goal, that just inspired me just to become a better player.
Isak Arafane, and when he scored his goals in soccer, and then also when he he banked a jumper off the corner of the backboard, which is physically impossible.
Last soccer season, when we beat New Hope Soulberry.
One time we were at baseball practice and we were running a lap, and we were all running, and Nate Guy turns around to talk to somebody. He's jogging backwards and hits his head on a pole and falls down.
When I scored my 1,000th point.
Shutting down Papernick at Faith Christian. That was a lot of fun.
In tennis season, I had played Gerard and I had lost the first set, and in the second set I was making a comeback, but I was still down 5-0, and I made a comeback and won in 7-5.
Isak's upper 90 goal against
against Abington.
This is more funny. It was during a soccer game and I got a ball that went out of bounds and I was jogging back in to take a 6 kick, except there was like a 2-inch pole sticking out of the ground. Nobody else could see it, and then I tripped over it and face planted in the middle of the game. Everybody laughed at me for like 5 minutes.
I would describe the senior class as very funny.
Eclectic. Cohesive.
Adventurous.
Exuberant.
Diverse.
Amazing.
Dearly loved.
Tenacious.
Alive.
Blessed.
Welcoming.
Talented.
Special.
Inscrutable. Yeah, that'll do, inscrutable.
Entrepreneurial. Make Sunday a special day.
Build your lives upon the Word of God, and don't forget the things that your parents and your teachers have shared with you.
I would expect and I would hope that in the future when I hear your name, that good things are connected to it.
That one of the most important things is to choose your friends wisely. And so I'd say hopefully wherever they go that they're picking good company.
Make sure you take all the opportunities that are presented to you. Be successful.
I would advise them to find their joy in the Lord, first and foremost.
Offer their bodies as living sacrifices, to be transformed by the renewing of their mind.
Guard your heart above all else, for it determines the course of your life.
I would encourage them as they graduate and move on to the workplace to do everything to the glory of God. The world is going to tell them to work 7 days a week for money and success and power and pleasure. But God calls them to make Him His chief end, their chief end, and to make Jesus Christ their treasure.
Just to remember that in everything that they do in their life, whether it's being a teacher, being a doctor, a lawyer, a husband, wife, that their purpose in life is to glorify God.
Aim at heaven and you'll get earth thrown in. Aim at earth and you'll get neither. And his other quote, miracles are a retelling in small letters of the very same story, which is written across the whole world in letters too large for some of us to see.
Be imitators of God, therefore, as dearly loved children, and live a life of love, just as Christ loved us and gave Himself up for us as a fragrant offering and sacrifice to God. That is my wish.
It's all in your notes from September. Go back and look at it if you didn't throw them out. If you did, just do what I told you to do, and most of you will be all right. Most of you. Finally, on a serious note, be wise as serpents and innocent as doves.
Choose who you're going to serve. It's a daily thing. Every day you're going to be at a fork. You have to decide, do I live by God's ways or my own or man's? And so follow hard after God while you get out.
They should do a little activity before they go to college. What I would have them do is take out a piece of paper, take out a writing utensil, sit down and actually write down what their values are, what their priorities are. Because when you go to college, I think a lot of people just fall into friends and habits and things that actually don't completely align with who they are and who they want to be. So you have to go to college and be deliberate.
There will be some of you who will achieve the highest of heights, and there will be some of you who will probably find yourself in the lowest of lows. But I'm telling you that all of you will experience both. And in the midst of that, I would say, walk in the truth through whatever it is. 3 John 4 says, I have no greater joy than to know that my children walk in the truth.
Yo, you're gonna put this in the chat, like put it in the video, like for the official video. Gotta record this.
Well, my mole model is no, I can't say Machen.
My dad.
What teacher?
Restart.
You are Markowitz.
Wait, I'm gonna get a picture with her.
Why are you
Video. Yes. Is it still rolling?
It wouldn't be a picture though.
It's not a picture. This is a video.
Hello. Hello.
No, that doesn't help. It's gonna.
Cut.
Don't give up. You know, even though you might suck, just don't give up. Just keep pushing on. You can do it. I believe in you.
Because ever since do I have to look at him?
Yeah, it's an interview.
Oh my god.
Lean back.
Can we start over?
Yeah.
Are you recording right now?
Yeah, lean back.
God.
I need to do something. I need you to move your chair in a little bit.
Oh, day. We have to read it.
That's it. No.
Okay.
How has theater
Wait. Action. Wait. She's fixing her hair. Action.
How has
Wait. Action.
Repeat that. Don't move. Stop moving. I can hear everything you do.
One of the fun moments.
Even your stomach growling.
My stomach is not growling.
Danny, how does that taste, Danny? Alright, we're gonna ask.
Alrighty. And action.
Okay. Is it recording?
No. This is practice round. So I gotta put like subtitles.
Because I'm so quiet. Don't.
No, I mean I feel like every day it's like a breath of fresh air.
Like she's an encouragement, but she's not really a role model.
It's up to you.
Can I?
Alright, head down. Not too down.
Okay.
Right there. Keep it right there. But if you don't have an answer,
Say
say no.
I'm gonna pull Sammy. College of I don't know.
She said that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Good. Danny, when you first came to Phil-Mont, what was some things people said to you that you didn't really like?
No. No one talked to me when I first came here.
I'm so serious right now.
That's a wrap.